short-term gain.
This is a short-term disruption for the long-term gain.
Short-term pain for the long-term gain.
Short-term pain be for long-term gain.
We're going to have some short-term pain with long-term gain.
Short-term pay for a long-term gain.
Some short-term pain, yes. We've got some long-term gain. Short-term spike for a long-term gain.
Some short-term pain for American consumers. We may have to deal with that in the short term.
Short-term and temporary. Temporary, short-term pain.
It's going to suck in the short term.
Some short-term pain.
Short-term pain. We have to focus on the short-term.
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 Short-term, short-term, and long-term.
Short-term.
Hopefully this is a short-term pain. Short-term is highly outweighed of the long-term benefits.
Some short-term pain for the long-term gain.
Short-term sacrifice for a long-term gain.
This is a short-term disruption for the long-term gain.
Short-term pain for the long-term gain.
Short-term pain be for long-term gain.
We're going to have some short-term pain with long-term gain.
Short-term pay for a long-term gain.
Some short-term pain, yes. We've got some long-term gain. Short-term spike for a long-term gain.
Some short-term pain for American consumers. We may have to deal with that in the short term.
Short-term and temporary. Temporary, short-term pain.
It's going to suck in the short term.
Some short-term pain.
Short-term pain. We have to focus on the short-term.
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 Short-term, short-term, and long-term.
Short-term.
Hopefully this is a short-term pain. Short-term is highly outweighed of the long-term benefits.
Some short-term pain for the long-term gain.
Short-term sacrifice for a long-term gain.
This is a short-term disruption for the long-term gain.
Short-term pain for the long-term gain.
Short-term pain be for long-term gain.
We're going to have some short-term pain with long-term gain.
Short-term pay for a long-term gain.
Some short-term pain, yes. We've got some long-term gain. Short-term spike for a long-term gain.
Some short-term pain for American consumers. We may have to deal with that in the short term.
Short-term and temporary. Temporary, short-term pain.
It's going to suck in the short term.
Some short-term pain.
Short-term
That
pain.
is right, everybody. We are going to have some short-term pain right about now as we all we all start this stream on a low note, I guess. With a big old goof playing some music in the background with some ominous music, I thought it would be kind of funny. But I'm glad that you all endured that short-term pain because I assure you what will come next is long-term gain. For those unaware, that I was just playing some, a little video that's been going, I guess, a little viral or whatever of, all of the Fox News Nation, everybody telling us about how short-term the pain is going to be with oil going up over $110 a barrel. And just, it'll be all gone soon. It'll be all gone. Okay. What are you complaining about? The long-term gain will be upon us like any day now. Anyway, okay. So, yesterday was this personal news section. Yesterday's Sunday, I did a more educational stream. We learned a little bit about Mao. I enjoyed doing that. I think I'm probably going to do that again next weekend if I had to guess. Just like one video to watch and add a little bit of commentary to as we all kind of learn together. I thought that was a lot of fun. Last night, let's see, me and my wife, we watched some Stargate SG-1. First time ever watching it. I'm enjoying it a lot so far. It's pretty sick. Then went to sleep. Didn't get the best sleep, but woke up today. I was going to work out over lunch, but then I got too tired and ended up taking a nap instead. What can you do? Next day, or tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll do it, I promise. So then, I guess other than that, I don't think this is right. One second. I need to redo this window because this needs to be... Okay, okay, one second. Sorry, give me one sec to get this window set up. Browser. Oh wait, no. That's not what I wanted. Everything's in shambles. Window capture, that's what I want. Okay, we're going over to this amazing Chrome window. Perfect. I think perfect. Ugh, how did I mess this up so bad? It must be because it's a short. Oh, that's why. Okay. Okay, well, anyway, let me just click on another video.
Hello, everybody.
This is the one we're actually going to be watching to start with. So today's going to be, more Iran news. We got to do it. We got to keep talking about it. It is unending. We live in hell, and we must all suffer through it together. If I can get this all just a little bit, because I want to make sure that I'm getting the whole video. It looks like that's as wide as it goes. Okay. I should have probably done all this beforehand. My bad. But I do got some videos lined up today. We're going to start with, Trump on Air Force One. This is from yesterday. I don't know. I think I might have seen some clips from this. Maybe today while I was working. But honestly, I haven't seen much, so uh-oh. Uh-oh. The page is broken too. Oh my gosh, what is going on today? Let's try again. YouTube, please work. Playlist, content
This
build.
is a short-term.
Right where we were. Over to here.
Everybody.
Hello, Mr. Boy. Oh my gosh, dude, what is going on? Okay, this is a problem. We're gonna have to X out of this. I don't really know what's going on with that. I'm gonna have to start up a new browser or something. Please bear with me. I'm sorry about all this.
This is a short-term disruption for the long-term.
Hello, everybody.
Okay. Is this still showing? Yes. It appears so. I'm gonna actually close it just a little bit more to about like right here. Okay. Okay, let's watch our, okay, oh my gosh, if this, I have no idea what's going wrong with this, why it's behaving like this. This has never happened.
This is a short.
Let's remove this.
Hello, everybody. It's a very sad day.
Okay, so it looks like I can play and pause if I'm not streaming it. And now let's try adding the source one more time. Please, God, work. Okay. Done. Okay. If this doesn't work, I'm gonna be real mad.
Hello, everybody.
Okay, it seems to be working now. Okay, finally. So, what I wanted to do was have a little bit of fun and then go directly into this video about Trump discussing the Iran war, but with all the technical difficulties, took us a little while to get there. But let's see what he has to say on Air Force One. This is Trump on Iran war, Air Force One comments in full.
Hello, everybody.
There he is.
It's a very sad day.
Let's get that volume up a little.
Glad we paid our respects. Tough It's a tough situation. Great people, great parents, wives, family. Beautiful ceremony. I guess you got to see that.
I assume that he's talking about the 6 people who already died. I know there was a 7th one. I know there was a 7th one the other day. So I'm assuming they just came from a ceremony for, you know, the fallen soldiers, or, you know, the fallen pawns of empire, as I call them. So we'll see what else he has to say about, you know, how sad he is. He's so sad. I can just tell. Look at that face.
At least one. Any questions?
President Trump, did what you just witnessed make you think differently about going ahead with this war, or even putting troops on the ground in the Middle East?
It'd make me feel different. It'd make me feel different. Well, actually, it probably wouldn't make me feel different, because I wouldn't have wanted to do this shit in the first place. But then I also, after, you know, these people lost their lives needlessly, I would probably feel the exact same way, that they shouldn't have been there. But, you know, they are, you know, that's what they're there for. They're little sitting ducks to be targets for Iran. That's why we put them there. That's, you know, that's what they're there for.
We're winning the war by a lot. We've decimated their whole evil empire. It'll continue, I'm sure, for a little while. But very proud of the people, the parents. The parents were so proud of their boy, as they call him, my boy. In case the young lady. The parents are so proud. Many of them are military parents, as you know. So but it's always a very sad thing. The war itself is going unbelievably. It's as good as it can be. We have Pete here. Pete? And you have Steve Witkoff here. We have some additional questions.
You're 1 week in now, sir. You're 1 week in.
He's like, I'm trying to get through, dude. To move your big ass pod.
How long, as of now, do you expect?
Well, I think we've accomplished more in 1 week than anyone thought possible. We've wiped out their Navy 44 ships. We've wiped out their Air Force.
I've also heard that a lot of the ships that they've taken out are just kind of like not actual military ships. Like, they're just like, you know, just random ships that they have, or like people, like they don't have any weaponry on them or something. I don't know. I heard that. I can't remember what show I was listening to, but I'm sure the 44 definitely. I think the other day it was 28, now it's 44. I'm sure it'll keep going up too.
Of course, every plane. We've wiped out most of their missiles. You see, the missiles aren't coming much anymore.
They're all
We've also
gone.
hit the manufacturing areas where they make the missiles very hard.
So their missile, they have gone down. It has gone down a decent amount. They're not wrong about that, but eventually they're going to reach a point where they can't keep going down any further, or they can't degrade it any further. Like, I'm sure that they're trying, but eventually it's just going to reach a sort of steady flow as we get more into the attrition phase of war, which is always inevitable. Don't think a war is ever some bombastic thing that happens overnight. It always turns into attrition at some point.
Drone capacity is way down, and we've heard them where it hurts.
Where's that?
Including about every form of leadership you can have, we've wiped out.
We got rid of the good leadership. We got rid of the bad leadership. We got rid of the leadership we wanted to replace the leadership with, and then we got rid of the leadership we wanted to replace that leadership. It's all gone. There's no more leadership.
6 weeks total.
I don't know. I never reject time, whatever it takes. But the military is almost non-existent, if you look. We could hit the military itself very hard, but maybe we will, maybe we won't. We haven't made that determination.
What do you think about gas prices? Gas prices right now? Are you worried about gas prices?
Ooh, I'm worried.
No.
Hey, guess what though? Guess what? I did fill up on Sunday, I think, which I think was before they all went up like 30% or whatever across the nation. So, I mean, I could be, maybe I ended up biting the bullet on that one. I was kind of in a hurry. I didn't really end up checking the price while I was doing it. But, you know, I think that it was before the price went up. So
This is a short excursion into something that should have been done for 47 years.
The shortest.
47 years it's taken to do this, and no president had the guts to do it.
Hey, say what you will about this president, but you know there's a lot of guts in there. A lot. Like he's like 300 pounds. Like there are so many guts.
Coming back to Dover for more of these such dignified transfers.
I'm sure I hate to do it, but it's a part of war.
There's gonna be more. There's gonna be more. There's gonna be more people dying. You know, tens, hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands. There will be there's gonna be more. Everybody, brace yourselves. Brace yourselves. Don't get too excited. Don't get too excited.
Who are you with?
The Washington Post.
When you say it's part of war?
Deaths are.
Hey, at least they're calling it a war at this point. They weren't doing that before. Okay, so they're you know they're being a little bit more honest. It's no longer a extended military action or whatever they called it before.
Yeah, it's part of war. It's a sad part of war. It's the bad part of war.
So sad.
Mr. President, did the United States bomb a girls' elementary school in southern Iran on the first day of the war and kill 175 people?
In my opinion, based on what I've seen, that was done by Iran.
Okay. No, if he truly believed that, if he truly believed that we did not do that shit, he would have just left it in no, we didn't do it. Iran did it or whatever. But he said, no, in my opinion, we did not do that, which means we definitely did that shit. And at first I thought they were going to pass this all off onto Israel, but I guess now they're saying that Iran bombed their own school or something. Maybe they think it's like some reverse false flag or something. I don't know. But let's see what else he has to say.
True, Mr. Hegseth? It was Iran who did that?
Certainly investigating.
Still investigating.
But the only side that targets civilians is Iran.
That face, dude. Whoops.
The side that targets civilians
I believe him.
is Iran.
I believe him.
We think it was done. We think.
If this guy told me my drink was safe at the bar, you know, like he'll watch it. He'll watch my drink at the bar while I go to the bathroom. I definitely believe that. Look at that face. Never told a lie.
Because they're very inaccurate, as you know, with their munitions. They have no accuracy whatsoever. It was done by Iran.
Can you give us an idea of what unconditional surrender looks like to you? I mean, what do you want from Iran?
I said unconditional, not conditional. I said unconditional. It's where they cry uncle, or when they can't fight any longer and there's nobody around to cry uncle. That could happen too.
It's not going to happen.
Their leadership numerous times already. So it's if they surrender, or if there is nobody around to surrender, but they're rendered useless in terms of military.
Mr. President, can I ask you what Peter asked you a question yet?
Look. They are doing an air campaign right now. Air campaigns have never done regime change. In the history of the universe, in the history of the world at large, there has never been a situation where airstrikes alone have created regime change. So that's not going to happen. Now, if he does end up doing boots on the ground, the best that they can possibly hope for is in Afghanistan. They're going to do in Afghanistan, where they temporarily replace the IRGC, they temporarily replace the government of Iran, and then they, as long as we prop up whatever fake government that we set up there, and as long as we keep spending billions upon billions of dollars and all of the contractors skim, you know, a couple 100,000 here, a couple 100,000 there off the top to put in their pockets or whatever. As long as we keep it all propped up, it'll stay propped up. But then as soon as we leave, the Revolutionary Guard or whoever's waiting in the wings will rise to power again. And that is what is going to happen if we do boots on it. It's just Afghanistan. Again, it's just harder Afghanistan, or harder Iraq. It's just, I don't know. They're these little people. They're so silly.
Yesterday, he said it wasn't the right time in that event, but he was asking whether you have indications of whether Russia is supporting Iran somehow in this.
No, I haven't had that. I have had no indication of that whatsoever. If they are, they're not doing a very good job, because Iran is not doing too well.
What about the Strait of Hormuz? There's no traffic really going through it.
Well,
right
that's the ship's choices, but we have it cleaned out. We've wiped out their navy. Their navy is now at the bottom of the sea. So that's the choice. This is an excursion.
Swim in with the fishes.
Oil prices would go up, which they will. They'll also come down. They'll come down very fast, and we will have gotten rid of a major cancer on the face of the earth. We will have taken out a cancer. You know, don't forget October 7th. Don't forget all of the things that have happened over the years, all caused by these people. So what we're doing is a great thing, not only for our country and not only for Israel, not only for the Middle East, but for the world.
These people all just think that all of the proxies are 100% like controlled by Iran. Or at least that's what they portray to the media, or the propaganda that they're trying to put out. Like, in their minds, there is no agency whatsoever for the Palestinian people, or for the Lebanese people, or for the Yemeni people. They all just it's all just projection. This is how they view their proxies. This is how we view our proxies. Is like, so Ukraine is like a proxy of America, and everything they do is in our interest, and they can have no autonomy outside of our interest, is how we perceive them. Or same with Taiwan, or all of our proxies. In their minds, they cannot even possibly conceive that like Hamas is an organic instrument of the Palestinian people, or that Hezbollah is a organically grown like instrument of resistance by the Lebanese people, or same with the Houthis. Like, these are all resistance organizations that have an actual base of support and grew about naturally on their own. And yes, Iran has funded them, and like, but also like Israel has funded Hamas. Like, so like, what are we talking about? Like, I don't know. They show their bias, and they project so hard when it comes to this stuff. It's wild.
Secretary Bessent announced some moves to temporarily allow certain Russian oil sales to India. Are you considering any other moves, including the SPR?
Well, if there were some, I would do it just to take a little of the pressure off. But I think that the oil pressure. But there's a lot of oil. We've got a lot of oil. Our country has a tremendous amount. There's a lot of oil out there. That'll get healed very quickly.
Would you consider using the SPR or tapping into the SPR at some point?
Strategic reserve.
Well, I was going to say it, but he just said it. Why do I even need to explain these things when we got our big, beautiful president who can explain what all these acronyms so succinctly?
Yeah.
Well, I'm the one that built them up. Biden used them so that he could get some extra votes in the election. It turned out it wasn't even him that ran. It was Kamala. And she obviously didn't get any extra votes because we won in an absolute landslide. So he shouldn't have used it. He used it to get... I filled it up. And he brought it down to the lowest level it's ever been. We will start at the appropriate time, which is basically a gut instinct. We will start filling up the strategic reserves.
What are the circumstances where you'd send in ground troops? How are you thinking about that?
Let's hear it.
I don't want to talk about it now. I mean, that's. I don't think it's an appropriate question. You know, I'm not going to answer it. Could there be? Possibly, for very good reason. Have to be very good reason. And I would say if we ever did that, they would be so decimated that they wouldn't be able to fight at the ground level.
Okay. My understanding of this, and so this is like a day old, but from what the Twitter sleuths are saying is that all indications seem to be that we are going to send some form of ground troops over to Iran. Not good. Not good. We're going to be bogged down for decades if that happens, like, seriously.
What are you thinking about the oil facility there? There's an oil facility kind of on the coast of Iran that could be secured by ground troops. There's been some speculation that could be a target.
Well, I don't know what the speculation is, but I certainly wouldn't be able to tell you that. I'd be in trouble with myself if I told you that.
Mr. President, don't you need ground troops to secure the enriched uranium at the nuclear sites?
We're going to find out about that. We haven't talked about it, but it was a total obliteration. They haven't been able to get to it. And at some point, maybe we will. You know, that would be a great thing, but right now we're just decimating them. But we haven't gone after it, but something we could do later on. We wouldn't do it now. Maybe we'd do it later.
You said you want to be involved in the selection of the next leader of Iran.
Too late.
Well, because I don't want to just come back every 10 years, and mostly you'll have presidents, that won't do that because...
Too late. So apparently they chose Khomeini's son, I think, as the new supreme leader of Iran. My understanding is that he is not the choice of Trump and the rest of the neocons and stuff in Israel, obviously. But then again, no choice would be good for, like, Israel wouldn't allow any person who's selected, even if it's handpicked by America, to survive as the new leader because their goal is a collapsed state. Um, but my understanding is it's exactly what I said would happen at the beginning, is that this is going to the supreme leader Khomeini was the, like, I feel like pretty conciliatory towards the West, and he wanted to get back into a deal so that that they could, they would stop enriching uranium past a certain point and then get sanctions relief, because they had a fatwa. They had a fatwa against creating a nuclear bomb. And like, a lot of Americans don't even understand this. Like, that is a religious law. That is, like, we believe it is against God to create a weapon of this much destructive capabilities. And so we are not going to do that under any circumstances. That's what the fatwa was. Now that he's dead, and this is what I said would happen, they put his son in, and his son is much more tied to the IRGC, and he is much more hardline. And assuming he survives, or honestly, it doesn't really, whoever they put in will likely be just as hardline, even if they kill the Khomeini's son or whatever. The fatwa is going to be gone. Like, it's going to be gone. They're going to get a nuke. They're going to have to go like the North Korea model if they want to, like, survive as a sovereign country and not get fucked with all the time by America. And our big, beautiful president right here, our pedo billionaire overlords, will never allow them to be free unless they get a nuke. So, I mean, that's kind of what I expect to happen. I expect the fatwa to get removed at some point. But no, I don't know if that's one of those things that they're allowed to just do, or if it's like takes a whole process to do. They probably won't do it in the short term or anything, but that's kind of what I think will happen.
They don't get it. But we don't want to come back every 5 years or every 10 years and do this. So we want to pick a president that's not going to be leading their country into a war. Do you have any questions for me or Steve?
So, hey, I want that too. I want a president that's not leading us into war. So get this guy out of here.
Mr. Wickoff?
Steve, come on up.
Steve.
Mr. Wickoff, is there still space to do a deal with whatever is
I've heard that name a lot. I didn't know that's what Steve Wickoff looked like. Interesting.
left of the Iranian government?
I think there is. I think that's going to be up to the president. That's what I think. But they didn't seem to be very amenable in this.
Trump's like, I'm going to delegate to you, and he's like, you know what? I'm going to delegate right back to you.
Those first set of negotiations. You heard what I said. They said we have the inalienable right to enrich.
They do.
They bragged about having 60% enriched fuel, enough for 11 bombs.
And they did that because you got out of the deal. They wanted leverage. They did that because you got out of the deal. You tore up the deal. Actually, he's hiding behind the bathroom door or whatever. Maybe he had to take a dump or something. But you didn't like that Obama got this deal. It was like one of the one good things Obama did is he got this deal that gave sanction relief in exchange for a limit on nuclear enrichment. And they obeyed that to the T until our big beautiful boy decided to come throw it in the trash. And so then they said, okay, well, if you're throwing in that trash, well, then I guess that means that we have the legal right to enrich uranium as much as we want. And they were doing that specifically so that they could have leverage. And so if you don't want that, if you don't want them to do that, then just get back in the deal. It's really not that hard. It's not that complicated, guys. I'm a fucking YouTuber. Like, I can figure this shit out, so should you.
They told me and Jared, we're not going to
guess he didn't have to take a dump.
Diplomatically what you couldn't take militarily. So, I think they're going to need a change of attitude.
What sort of thing do you want to see in a deal? I mean, do you think you have maximum negotiating leverage at this point?
think the president has proved that we have.
Iran today accused the U.S. of
So much leverage. So where's the deal then? Come on, you got all the leverage. Where's the deal? It should be here today, right? Should be here yesterday. We did it. We did it. Where's the deal?
A lot of negotiating leverage, maybe maximum, but we're not looking to settle. They like to settle. We're not looking to settle.
Okay, so we have the maximum leverage. You know what happens when you're at a maximum? There's only one way to go. It's not up. I'm just letting you know.
Iran accused the British
government has now offered use of the British government has offered use of some bases now, and you had previously said you were very disappointed in them.
Aircraft carriers.
I mean, about British bases, they said.
See my response that I just put out? I just put out a response. Give me the offer to send 2 aircraft carriers. Maybe, but they're not sure. I just put out.
I just hope, dude. Maybe this is well. They're just choosing to get involved in the war, so whatever. If they send those aircraft carriers or whatever to like the Strait of Hormuz or like Navy ships, I think France is sending some Navy ships to like escort oil tankers or whatever through the Strait of Hormuz, which oil tankers don't take that fucking deal. Like if you're not Chinese flagged or Russian flagged, like you're probably going down. But we couldn't defend the Red Sea from the Houthis. Like I don't think we're gonna protect you from Iran on a like coast that's like 20 to 30 kilometers long, or like a strait that's like 20 to 30 kilometers long off, like directly connected to Iran or whatever. But you know, if one of these ships who are deciding to engage in the war, you know, if they happen to go down, I don't know, could be kind of funny. Like, sorry, they are choosing to get involved in the war. So, and it would be a stupid decision of them to try and get involved in this war. The EU, they need to grow balls, dude. It's so annoying.
I had a response to it. I said, we don't need them. It's not the right time. It would have been nice to have had them 2 weeks ago, but the response I put out, I think, says it very well for you.
Iran today accused the U.S. of hitting a desalination plant in Iran, and they said that might open the door to other strikes on infrastructure, non-military.
Allow us to also open the door to other strikes against them. Look,
Did you respond to that allegation? Did the U.S. hit a desalination?
They are among the most evil people ever on earth. They cut babies' heads off.
Oh, we're going back to it, baby.
What they did, take a look at October 7th. Take a look at what they've done over the last...
They're going back, baby. We're going back to old school propaganda. They are chopping the heads off of babies, throwing them in ovens. Man, that's crazy how all of these countries that we are against all seem to do the exact same thing as soon as we get into a war with them. Wow, that's wild.
Last 47 years. So I know nothing about...
By the way, those have all been thoroughly debunked over and over again. Every single time we do it, it is always thoroughly debunked. Don't believe a word of it. It is all lies. It is baby murder propaganda. It's a tale as old as time. Don't believe it. You don't even have to dignify it with a response. Just laugh in their face when they say this shit.
About a desalination plant, other than to say, if they're complaining about a desalination plant, we complain about the fact that they shouldn't be chopping babies' heads off. Okay.
Okay. The desalination stuff, that is actually very important. So I do want to tug on that a little bit. So America did hit a desalination plant in Iran. My understanding is that Iran has other sources of water other than desalination. I think they have rivers, like all that sort of stuff. So I think it was maybe like 20% or something of their water came from desalination. It was something like that. But Iran says now that they're going to start, or they may start targeting desalination plants of the Gulf states. Now, that ain't good for them because the Gulf states rely much more on desalination. I heard that like Saudi Arabia's cities and stuff might have to be evacuated within like weeks if they hit some of those desalination plants. So they're really opening up some doors that I'm not quite so sure they're going to be able to close.
Have you communicated to the Russians not to send targeting information and other assistance to the Iranians?
Strongly said that.
And do you believe that they are?
I hope they're not.
Do you see any evidence?
No, but it's not doing very well. If they are, it's not helping much.
I mean, Russia is a little bit bogged down in Ukraine. I don't know how much they're going to support Iran in this. Like, I'm sure they'll offer some support, maybe diplomatic support. I don't know if they'll offer a whole bunch of material support. China is probably going to stay the fuck out of it as long as they can, but I think they do see Iran as a necessary like bulwark against America to some extent. And so I think that they will maybe covertly support Iran a little bit, and then if necessary, they might, support them like openly, like materially, I mean, not just diplomatically. So, but yeah.
Take a look at what's happened to Iran in the last week. If they're getting information, it's not helping them much.
What would it mean to you if they were? I mean, even if it's not helping the Iranians particularly much, it's still involving themselves in a conflict that they're not directly.
They'd say we do it against them, wouldn't they? Huh?
Yeah.
Wouldn't they say that? We do it against them?
Yeah, that's true. We do it against them. Like, I don't know. There's, we ship ungodly amounts of arms to Ukraine. Like, yeah, we do it against them.
I don't know. Look,
offering material support to a company, or to, not a company, sorry, God, I live in America where a country basically is just like 3 companies in a trench coat, so maybe that was a Freudian slip or whatever, but countries offering material support to each other during times of war does not equate to like participating in the war. Like you can't just start like, I don't know, bombing Russia because they offer some material support to Iran. Like that's not how, like, I don't know, that's not going to happen. So, and like he said, we offer material support to so many of our proxies in order to fight back against our enemies. It's just, I don't know, the hypocrisy sort of stuff that we're used to in America, but it is funny when Trump does this thing where he just admits, like, yeah, we do too. Like,
they can give all the information that they want, but the people they're sending it to are overwhelmed. Russia would be overwhelmed too. Anybody would be overwhelmed. We have the greatest military on earth, and I built it.
Okay, I think I'm done with Donald J. Trump on an airplane with all of his demon cabinet picks or whatever. Let's see. I think that the next one that I was going to watch was this guy right here. Okay, so this is NBC News. This is actually from 3 days ago. I think I missed it on, I guess that would have been Friday. But this was the Iran's foreign minister on NBC. Sorry about that. And the reason I wanted to watch this video was because I saw some clips of it and they were really funny. The way that the interviewer asks these questions and just like cuts stuff and like, I don't know, it's just really funny. So I only picked this 8-minute one. There was like a 30-minute one, but I was like, I don't want to do a whole 30 minutes of this. So I'm assuming this will be sort of clips of it. But I just wanted to see, we're going to watch some classic American framing when talking to representatives of countries that we are currently bombing. It's going to be a lot of fun, everybody.
Tonight, the alarming airport attack. Video showing a drone striking in Azerbaijan, injuring 4 people. The country's foreign minister saying more drones hit, including near a school, calling them Iranian terrorist attacks. It's the 15th country Iran has struck with drones or ballistic missiles since this weekend. Today we spoke
almost
to
as bad as Israel.
Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi about those Iranian strikes.
Why are you attacking your Muslim neighbors during the holy month of Ramadan? Oh, please don't mistake. We have not attacked our neighbors. We have not attacked Muslim countries. We have attacked Americans' targets and Americans' bases, Americans' installations, which are unfortunately located in the soils of our neighbors.
But Minister,
exactly, and that's like so easy to verify. I don't like ask like they are attacking military targets, and I mean, as we all know, like, if you got civilians near those military targets, like those, yeah, why are they using the human shields? We know that, that's the argument. They're just, they're using those civilians, like they're putting their military bases and their infrastructure and their people directly in like embedding them in civilian infrastructure, right? I mean, we've heard this argument before somewhere, I think. I'm trying to think where, but but yeah, obviously Israel says this shit all the time. And the difference is that it seems like Iran has been pretty accurate in the places that they're targeting, including some of those hotels. I've heard reports that say that the room that the drone hit in the hotel was occupied by like an or like by like American intelligence or something along those lines. So, like that had been evacuated over there. So, like they're trying a lot harder, I would say. Iran is trying a lot harder generally to hit military targets. They're also obviously hitting infrastructure, like the Gulf states like oil assets or whatever as well, which, those could be deemed, I guess, not military targets. But like, I don't know. We get so much of this hypocrisy from these guys.
Iran is hitting.
And I think I teed it up at the beginning, but this is the Iranian foreign minister. So he's kind of out here being the spokesperson for Iran to this this American ghoul that we got right here who's asking these silly questions.
Civilian targets, striking hotels, high-rise apartments, airports in many of these countries. Those are not military targets.
Well, no, we have targeted very well. The Americans are. Maybe there have been some collateral damages, as it is in every war. This is a war of choice by the United States, and they should be held responsible for all those damages.
Minister, NATO said they shot down an Iranian missile, which Turkey says was in its airspace. Are you creating new enemies every single day?
Well, we have
new enemies.
Sharia has denied firing any missile to either Turkey or Azerbaijan.
There's video of the missile on the ground. NATO has said this was fired by Iran.
Well, there is no reason why we should fire, a missile to Turkey, which is a good neighbor of us. Also, there is no reason to fire.
Turkey. Sorry, I was thinking they were talking about the Gulf states. I was like, they don't like each other. They haven't liked each other for forever.
We are investigating what has gone wrong regarding these missiles or drones.
It comes as the Pentagon says America is winning decisively against Iran in the joint U.S.-Israeli operation.
Okay.
That they have complete control of the
anywhere in the world.
We pressed the foreign minister.
The Pentagon says America is winning decisively. Do you think they're wrong?
Well, I think, now 6 days after the war, it is clear that the U.S. Has failed to achieve its main goal, which was a clean, rapid victory. They failed to achieve that, and now they...
Well, and also, like, what is our main goal? Like, I don't even know if it's officially stated. Like, and I think that this is one of those weird things where they're, like, trying to learn from the Bush administration in a weird way of, like, maybe they're like, well, if we don't ever say what our goal is, then we can't ever lose, right? Like, like I feel like that's kind of what they're going for. It's like if we just don't say it, then people can't look back at us as failures when we inevitably don't accomplish it. Like, but the goal, I think, from America's perspective was to do some sort of quick decapitation strike that would then, like, they just wanted to do what they did to Venezuela, that would then put whatever person who would be pliant to the America American State Department's interests or whatever in charge. But that was always going to fail. Well, primarily because Iran knew that they would just keep doing it as long they would just keep fucking with them until they fought back. And they, I think, kind of learned a little bit from Hezbollah that you don't want to just keep waiting indefinitely, or else you end up risking like losing a lot of your a lot of your assets and strategic deterrence. So they kind of just decided like now's the time. So yeah, I think that. Oh, but then also, sorry, what I was also going to say is that, but America and Israel's goals are completely divergent here. Where Israel definitely just wants a complete failed state, and maybe America would be okay with that. I don't know. I mean, it doesn't seem like they're trying too hard to stop, to stop that from happening or whatever. But the problem is that to do the collapse of the state, you would need to engage in a long war, which would then go against America's or Trump's primary interest of not looking like a loser. So yeah, I don't even know how I got onto this tangent, but let's keep listening to Abbas Araghchi.
Are trying to justify why they did attack us.
Minister, your supreme leader was killed. Your top military leaders were killed.
Everybody's
military
dead.
Installations have been bombed. How can you call that a failure?
And this is what I've said before. The goals are different. The goals are different. To win, they just have to survive. Like Afghanistan, the Taliban survived. Like Vietnam, the communist government survived. They just have to survive. This is a war of imperialism against a nation that is resisting it. That all they have to do is survive.
Well, then what they have achieved? What was their goal? They came here for a regime change.
Good
perhaps.
question.
They came here for a rapid victory, so they can control everything. But they have failed. The system is working. The commanders have been replaced, and the supreme leader is going to be replaced soon, according to the procedures set by the Constitution. So everything is in order.
Can Iran win this war, and what does winning look like for Iran?
Survival.
Well, there is no winner in this war. Our win is
good answer.
To be able to resist against their illegal.
Sorry, that just made me think of Family Feud. I'm like, good answer.
Goals, and this is what we have done so far.
Right now, you're saying Iran does not want a ceasefire.
We are not asking for a ceasefire.
Oh, better way to phrase it.
We don't see any reason why we should negotiate with the U.S. When we negotiated with them twice, and every time they attacked us at the middle of negotiations.
So who comes next after the Ayatollah?
There are reports that Ayatollah Khamenei's son is a front runner. Is that true?
I gotta learn how to pronounce that right.
Well, actually, I don't exact information. There are many rumors around, but we have to wait for the assembly of experts to choose the new supreme leader.
We asked about the American submarine that took out this Iranian battleship with a torpedo.
The world saw your battleship sunk in the Indian Ocean.
Dozens of
Iranian sailors died. Your response was, quote, "Mark my words, the U.S. will come to bitterly regret the precedent it has set." So what is Iran going to do? And at this point, given the state of your military right now, what can you do?
Well, first of all, that was a training ship.
That's true. That was what I was trying to talk about earlier, is they literally sunk a ship that was like unarmed, like a training vessel. And then they went around bragging about it. And it's like I don't know. That's how you know that America is in a very weak position here, right? You don't go around bragging about like beating the shit out of an unarmed person or something, right? If you are not in a very weak position and trying to prove something. And so I don't know. That's I think we're going to see a lot of that in this war.
Which was invited by the Indian Navy to take part in an exercise. The ship was unarmed. So attacking an unarmed ship full of training officers and sailors is a war crime, I have to say.
Yep, it is.
What type of battleship? Minister, excuse me, but what type of military would allow a battleship into the ocean with no weapons on board?
It's an exercise. It's a military exercise. What are they talking about? Like I'm pretty sure we do this. Like we do military exercises. It's not like they're like always out there with like live rounds and shit. Like what, I don't understand.
Because it was, the goal was not, their aim was not going to war. They went for an exercise.
And tonight, Israel striking Iranian internal security forces it says are responsible for those recent brutal crackdowns on Iranian protests. We spoke to one man inside of Iran tonight.
Okay, I don't really care about what the rest of I just want to hear the interview portion.
Internet is cut off in Iran. We asked the foreign minister.
Inside Iran right now, we've heard that the government is cutting off the internet. Why are you closing
They do
off
that every
information
time.
for the Iranian population while this crisis is unfolding?
Well, this is not the case. Almost, all Iranians have access to social networks. And in some cases, for security reasons, we have, cut access to internet.
President Trump has not ruled.
Yeah, but they also again, Israel is doing the same shit. Like they're not cutting off internet, but they are heavily policing every single post or every single thing that comes out of Israel and like enforcing them to be taken down if they don't comply with the military censorship ban. So just more hypocrisy from the best news people that we have, the best and brightest here in America.
Pulled out boots on the ground in Iran. Are you afraid of a U.S. invasion in your country?
No, we are waiting for them.
You are waiting for the U.S. military to invade the ground troops?
Yes, because we are confident that we can confront them, and that would be a big disaster for them.
Minister,
See, this is so funny to me. This is so funny to me that he cannot even comprehend. He cannot comprehend that these people are confident in their ability to win on their own home turf in a ground invasion. And to this bozo right here, to this person who can't even seem to scrape together enough brain cells to I don't know, just think back 10 years or something. What happened in Afghanistan? I don't understand why we have to live in fucking purgatory where these people are incapable of just looking back at history and acknowledging that we lost all of our ground invasions. When's the last ground invasion that we won? Can someone answer me that? Clearly this bozo can't.
The White House will likely see this interview. What is your message to President Trump?
Well, my message is that their plan A to achieve a clean, rapid victory in Iran has failed. I'm sure the plan B would even a bigger failure. So there is no way that they can win this war. As long as it takes, we resist. So they better to stop this war and stop killing our people.
While President Trump tonight with
Okay. Well, we got to listen to some of the low lights of that interview. I'm sure that if I watched the whole thing, they obviously cut a lot of stuff from that. I'm sure if I watched the whole thing, I would there would have been some more outrageous moments, but let's see. Let's watch one more video about Iran. We're gonna turn to Fox News.
And we begin this Sunday.
So this is from one day ago, so Sunday, I suppose. I think there's some interesting stuff in here. But this is Levitt, the spokesperson for the Trump administration. She's going to be on Fox News, which I'm not a big fan of Fox News, but Fox News can be pretty funny sometimes in terms of content because they're so unhinged and they're really they go full state, state news or whatever, Dear Leader style North Korea shit with Donald Trump. So let's watch this video about by Fox News, combat ineffective. Levitt says Iranian Navy is completely wiped out. Let's find out.
Monday morning with the war on Iran escalating, just as Secretary of War
Epic
Pete
Fortnite
Hegseth warned
Chungus.
on Friday. The amount of firepower above Iran is about to surge dramatically on this day 9 of Operation Epic Fury, even as Iran's leadership has already been wiped out and its military capabilities degraded following U.S. and Israeli strikes. President Trump says there will be no deal with Iran without unconditional complete surrender.
The art of no
even
deal.
As Iran continues to lash out at neighboring Gulf countries, and maritime traffic through the Strait of Hormuz grinds nearly to a halt, pushing the price of oil higher. The Trump administration has enacted a $20 billion reinsurance program for oil tankers and other ships to get traffic
I'm sure it'll work.
once again through this vital
I'm
work.
sure that everybody's going to want to like have American military assets just nice and slowly escort an oil tanker right out of this little choke point. Wait, what's this country right here? What's this right here? I think that's Iran? Wait, is that the country we're at war with? Wait, I'm not going through here. What, are you crazy? Like, if any oil tanker takes us up on that, like, they are signing up to get their shit rocked.
Waterway, where 20% of the world's oil is transported every day. Crude oil closed above $90 a barrel on Friday. It is up 27% just in the last
I think it's over 100 now,
week,
at least.
as China feels the impact. It buys the bulk of Iran's oil. Some 90% China buys from Iran. Now, political strategists are worrying whether the war and its impact will collide.
That's another reason that China is probably going to materially support Iran if it gets to a bad point. If they think like there's real risk of like collapse or something, they'll probably get a little bit more involved. I don't think they'll, engage in acts of war, but I think they will materially support it more.
With the president's efforts to rein in inflation just before the midterm elections, where the economy and affordability is most important to voters.
My burger.
Joining me now,
so expensive.
Futures exclusive is the White House press secretary, Caroline Levitt.
Caroline Levitt,
that's
her first name.
Thanks so much for being here.
Thanks for having me, Maria. Great to see you.
And of course, as the impact of this war is affecting American citizens and consumers through the
Oof. You see this? You see this in the banner down here, right to the left of Operation Epic Fury? Do you see that little star right there? That little star that they just placed on the American flag? I got news for everybody out there. That little star, that Israeli flag, that little icon, that is going to slowly start to get bigger and bigger. It's going to get bigger and bigger until eventually you see all those 50 stars in the upper left of our flag. They're all just going to get like engulfed. They're going to get engulfed by the Israeli star, and we're just going to replace all of the stars with the Israeli star. Like, why 50 star? Why 50 star when you can have one star? The Israeli Star of David. We will change our flag for them. We will be the United States of Israel. It'll happen, people.
Increase in the price of oil. The president needs to walk a balance here. What is the president expecting to do to rein in those prices right now, where we are watching and waiting for those midterm elections in November?
Ugh, that eyeliner. Sorry.
Well, the president is watching everything, both abroad through the demolition of the rogue Iranian regime through Operation
This is disgusting,
Epic.
by the way. This right here. The bombing like the oil or like wherever it's getting all this like I heard there's like acid rain and stuff now. It's just it's going to be an environmental disaster.
Fury, and of course here at home. And President Trump can walk and chew gum at the same time. You saw him this past week at the White House hosting a ratepayer protection pledge roundtable with big tech companies, AI companies, to talk about how they are picking up the cost of electricity bills across the country and American communities to drive down costs. The president inherited the worst affordability crisis in our nation's history from Joe Biden, and look at the progress he has made in the course of the past year. year. Now, with respect to what's happening with gas prices right now, this is a short-term disruption for the long-term gain of
she got the
taking out
talking
the
points.
rogue Iranian.
Does that sound familiar to anybody? If you were around from the beginning of the stream, you might have heard that somewhere.
Terrorist regime, and finally ending their restriction of the free flow of energy in the Middle East and in the Strait of Hormuz. And even with this short-term period throughout Operation Epic Fury, the president and his energy team are on the ball. They've announced political risk insurance for cargo vessels and oil ships that are going to be moving through the strait. They've announced that the U.S. Navy, if and when necessary, will escort those tankers to ensure that oil can move. The president is also tapping into our newfound market in Venezuela, where, again, there were a lot of panic-ins about that military operation, and look at the success. We are working in a cooperative...
The Panikin name is not good. They need to come up with something better. Panikins, like that, it sounds like you're trying to say like pelican or something. They need a new word. That one, it's not doing it for me. I'm sorry, Trump. You're usually pretty good at this. I don't like the Panikin
manner with the interim authorities to bring that oil into the market as expeditiously as possible. And so again, this is a short-term disruption. We're seeing a slight increase in oil and gas prices, but ultimately taking out the rogue Iranian regime is going to be a good thing for the oil industry, and those prices are going to come back down just like they have over the course of the past year because of President Trump's American energy dominance agenda.
We all feel it. We all feel like we were so great. We were so great economically before this, and I'm sure this is after this we're gonna be so tired of winning.
I know that this was a major priority for the president right off the bat, coming up with that reinsurance plan in terms of ensuring that you can get traffic moving at a regular pace once again in the Strait of Hormuz. But
any oil tanker who takes that deal is like a sucker. Like, I'm gonna be honest, like you're probably gonna get your shit rocked if you take that deal. Like if you take on that. Also, all of that money, by the way, we're paying for that. That's our tax money that is going to help pay for that. And also all of these, escort missions. How much do they cost? Like an hour, like $1 billion. Like, okay. Great.
Executives are telling me
that'll be great for the economy, I'm sure.
That more security is needed. So we want to understand specifically when we might see a let-up here. It feels like the Iranians are threatening the U.S., saying, yeah, come to the Strait. We welcome you to actually ramp up the fight.
Well, the Iranians are making a lot of threats with their words, but if you look at their actions with respect to their military, they're not as strong or powerful as they were 9 days ago. That is for sure. We have completely wiped out their Navy. Their Navy is now deemed combat.
Dude, they keep talking about this. Who cares about their Navy? Were they using their Navy to, like, engage in this? Like, I don't understand. Like, maybe they were. I really don't know, like, why they keep talking about the Navy so much. Their entire thing is ballistic missiles. Like, that's their whole thing, and drones. Like, that's all they have been building, like, over the past, like, 10 years. Like, it's literally their only thing.
Ineffective. Their retaliatory strikes with ballistic missiles has decreased 90%. And as their attacks are decreasing, the power and prowess of the U.S. military is increasing. And so we are going to continue to completely obliterate the rogue Iranian regime and ensure that they can never possess a nuclear weapon, that their ballistic missiles can no longer threaten U.S. personnel and our assets in the region.
What's gonna, like... Unless we put boots on the ground, there's not going to be any regime change. So unless they commit to that, then, like, which they probably will, because we always do, and the neocons will love it, the neoliberals will love it. Like, unless they put boots on the ground, there's nothing we can fucking do. Like, and even if we put boots on the ground, it'll just be another Taliban situation where we, prop up some fake government for as long as we stay there for, at the cost of like billions of dollars a year or whatever. And then when we leave, then it just collapses, and then the same old people take charge again. Like, I don't know. This is just, they try so hard to project the image of victory, and that image of victory, like, will slowly deteriorate. Like, they did this with Iraq too. Operation Shock and Awe. They said, oh, like, everything's going great. Look at how much destruction we're waging. Look at everything. We're killing so many people. Look at how good we're doing. And then inevitably, once the bodies start coming back, once the coffins start coming back, people start to think, I don't know, are we actually winning? Same with Vietnam. The same thing happened. It's a tale as old as time. It's just Americans refuse to ever learn anything from history. That's why I do my Sunday streams of doing historical analysis, because people need to learn some shit.
And the mere fact that Iran is now pointing their capabilities at their Gulf partners in the region who have tried to remain neutral and at peace with them for many years, they're targeting civilians. It just underscores the point that this operation was necessary, not just to protect the American people and our assets and troops and bases in the region, but also to ensure a truly safe and prosperous Middle East for the rest of the world.
They warned them a million times. They said, if you have military assets, if you're hosting American military bases on your country, we will attack you if America attacks us. That's what they said. They didn't start this. They didn't do the preemptive strike that I wanted them to do, okay? They didn't preemptive strike Israel like I wanted them to. But so they are purely reacting. They are reacting to America. And I don't know. They said exactly what they would do. The Gulf states knew exactly what they would do. They took that risk anyway, and so they have to kind of live with those consequences.
The world. And President Trump is the first president in nearly 5 decades to actually have the courage to do this, and he should be commended for it.
Yeah, and the president had an interesting exchange on Air Force One over the weekend, Carolyn. I want to get your take about this idea of troops on the ground.
Ooh, let's hear about this.
Mothers out there are worried that we're going to have a draft, that they're going to see their sons and daughters get involved in this. What do you want to say about...
I know whose sons and daughters won't get involved if there's a draft. Every member of Congress, every member of the Senate, everyone of political power, every billionaire, every 100 millionaire, none of their children will go to war. Unless they are a cretin who, wants to become president someday, like Pete Buttigieg or JD Vance. They are not going to go to war. And so it'll be all the poor people that we send into the meat grinder, as it always is.
About the president's plans for troops on the...
Also, by the way, definitely be a conscientious objector. If you have to go, if your choice is going to Iran to die for the state of Israel, like the fascist Nazi state of Israel, or be a conscientious objector and get, I don't know, thrown in jail for a year or whatever it is. I don't know what the actual consequences of it, but whatever they are, I will take it. If they do this shit.
Ground, as we know, it's been largely an air campaign up until now.
Mm-hmm. It has been, and it will continue to be, and President Trump wisely does not remove options off of the table. I know a lot of politicians like to do that quickly, but the president, as commander-in-chief, wants to continue to assess the success of this military operation. It's not part of the current plan right now, but the president, again, wisely keeps his options on the table. But as commander-in-chief, there's no greater priority or responsibility to this president than, of course, protecting the American people and protecting our troops and our bases in the Middle East, which Iran has been threatening for 47.
Sorry, I missed a little bit of that. I'm going to go back just a little bit.
Again, wisely keeps his options on the table. But as commander-in-chief, there's no greater priority or responsibility to this president than, of course, protecting the American people and protecting our troops and our bases in the Middle East, which Iran has been...
Okay, if that's his most important priority, then he's really fucking up. Our bases are getting obliterated. Our tax dollars are just being I don't know, firebombed into oblivion. They are being destroyed. They are being Thanos snapped out of existence. All of our tax dollars that we put into these bases in the Middle East are just being wrecked. And so if that is his top priority, he's really fucking up.
Been threatening for 47 years. They have killed and maimed thousands of American soldiers, and President Trump was not going to allow Iran to attack our bases and our troops and our men and women in the Middle East first. And that's why he took this historic action by launching Operation Epic Fury.
The president is also trying to protect elections. So in the middle of all of this, he is talking about the SAVE Act, Caroline. And I want to put up this tweet that the president put out yesterday. Over the weekend, he's been talking about the SAVE Act. And in this tweet, not only does he reiterate the point that you have to have ID to vote, all voters must show voter ID, all voters must show proof of citizenship in order to vote, no mail-in ballot.
See, this is just an admission. This is just an admission that he knows that like he's going to lose, especially with, you know, when we get to the midterms and the Iran war has been like ongoing for like what 5-6 months at that point, and and like I don't know, there's been maybe 100 military people who have died, like, and everybody's like, what the fuck are we getting out of this? Why are we going to war with Israel? Like, he's just like, okay, well, we can't win over the voters, so what can we do? Oh, I know, the thing that we always do as Republican: disenfranchise.
Ballots except for illness, disability, military, or travels. But he also adds to this 2 more items: no men in women's sports, no transgender mutilation surgery for children.
Dude, that's not a thing. That's not a thing. Oh my God, dude, I hate this. I hate. Why do we have to keep living through this? Why do they keep trying to bring it back every single election cycle? They keep trying the anti-trans shit, and it's like, it's just so annoying. It didn't work before. Like, they went back to the drawing board. They got the no men in women's sport, which I guess, like, okay, people like kind of agreed with. But eventually there's going to be a material conditions that like will make it so people are unable to care about these culture war nonsense issues. Like, who cares if men are in women's sports? It's fucking sports. We're at war with Iran. Nobody can afford to like buy groceries. Like, if you break your bone in America and you're uninsured, then you're basically destitute for the rest of your life. All of our children have to borrow hundreds of $1,000s just to get a higher education. Like, this shit does not matter. It's pointless. It's stupid. Like, I don't know, man. This is ridiculous.
You've got to explain this to us, because already the president is getting pushback from Democrats. They say this is dead on arrival. Why would the president want to muddy up this issue and add transgenderism and no men in women's sports right now, when the issue of all voters getting proof of citizenship has already been accepted by some Democrats, like John Fetterman?
They really need to, like, I get really mad at like when news people like this choose to like use the word allegedly or not, or like couch their language. Like, they always say like, allegedly, Iran alleges that Israel may have potentially targeted this one water salination plan or whatever. And then when they're like, when it's the other way around, they're like, Iran 100% targeted this school building and killed these children or something. Or like, Iran 100% targeted this hotel in order to kill these like 10 civilians or whatever. And like, I think that we really need to like either use it appropriately or not. Like, they should be using like allegedly Democrat when they're talking about Fetterman. Like, he is not a Democrat. He is just a Republican. Like, I think that like he like, I guess, has a D next to his name, but he is literally like a right-wing Fox News goon at this point. Like,
there should be no pushback to any of the common sense proposals in the Save America Act. Let's talk about what is in this bill and what President Trump is pushing for here. Mandatory voter ID in the United States of America.
They're just trying to disenfranchise people. I don't care about this anymore. The real reason that I wanted to watch this is to talk about the idea of getting drafted to go die for the nation state of Israel. Like, like, I don't know. Like, please, people, let's look it up real quick. Conscientious objection, America. Let's see if Wikipedia has anything to say. Do they have like consequences? Consequences. Let's find out together. You can apply for it. So you can apply for it, go through a process. Okay. Okay. Well, so look, it's not even like you go to jail, like apparently. I'm just reading this right now. And I'm sure that they will probably change all that in the future, but conscientious objectors opposed to serving in the military will be placed in the Selective Service Alternative Service Program. This program attempts to match COs with local employers. Many types of jobs are available. However, the job must be deemed to make a meaningful contribution to the maintenance of national health, safety, and interests. Examples of alternative service are jobs in conservation, caring for the very young or very old, education, healthcare. Length of service in the program will be equal the amount of time a man would have served in the military, usually 24 months. Everybody listen to me closely right now. If your choices are to either go die to for the state of Israel and Iran, or go engage in some conservation efforts, caring for the old or the young, go teach some people at a school, or go help people in the healthcare industry. Like, pick the obvious choice. Don't go die for a fucking racist Nazi country. Just go help people in your own country. Become a conscientious objector. I thought the punishment would be a lot worse than that, than just like doing, I don't know, community service for the country. Like, dude, that's shit that I do in my free time. Like, what are you talking about? You're gonna... Okay, whatever. Sorry. Let's see here. So that was that video. Combat. Let's see. Okay, let's go to this one. I know that a 7th soldier died. Actually, that's more. I don't know. I'm kind of done with Iran war stuff. So let's watch this video by Mayor Mamdani. I assume this is recent. 1 day ago. Is this the manor? Is this the manor that he lives in now? What a fake socialist. Ah, right, everybody? No, okay. I think it's provided by the state for the mayor. But anyway, this is... Why is it... Okay, whatever. NYC Mayor Mamdani, NYPD Commissioner hold news conference. So we'll see what they have to say. We're just catching in with our buddy Mamdani as he tries to implement the woke Sharia in in the great state of New York. The woke Sharia caliphate is awakening there and will one day expand across the nation as we all succumb to woke Sharia. Let's see what he's got to say.
Good morning. On Saturday, a protest was held outside Gracie Mansion, where I live with my wife, Rama. Neither of us were home at the time. This was a vile protest rooted in white supremacy entitled Stop the Islamic Takeover of New York City.
So that's what this was. Okay, I thought that was what this was, but then when I saw the timing of the video, that it was like a... Oh, this was streamed 9 hours ago. Okay. Never mind, that makes more sense, because I thought that happened like either this morning or last night or something. But yeah, apparently there was some sort of protest outside of the mayor's house. And I think it ended up with like a fire or something.
I'm the first Muslim mayor of our city. Anti-Muslim bigotry is nothing new to me, nor is it anything new for the 1 million or so Muslim New Yorkers who know this city as our home. While I found this protest appalling, I will not waver in my belief that it should be allowed to happen. Ours is a free society where the right to peaceful protest is sacred. It does not belong only to those we agree with. It belongs to everyone. Wow. I will defend that right every day that I am mayor, even when those protesting say things that I abhor. Let me also be clear about something else. New York City will never tolerate violence, whether from protests or counter-protests. Many of the counter-protesters met this display of bigotry peacefully, with a vision of a city that is welcoming to all. But a few did not. Two men, Amir Balat and Ibrahim Kayumi, traveled from Pennsylvania and attempted to bring violence to New York City. They are suspected of coming here to commit an act of terrorism. There is video of these two individuals throwing two devices towards the protest. The police department has determined that these were improvised explosive devices made to injure, maim, or worse. Thanks to the swift and decisive actions of NYPD officers at the scene, both men were immediately taken into custody, and the devices they brought taken off of our streets. I want to commend the officers who were on site. They faced a chaotic situation that very quickly could have become far more dangerous. NYPD Chief Aaron Edwards and Sergeant Luis Navarro ran towards the danger so that others could run to safety.
Okay, so, okay, Mamdani. I was a little conflicted at the beginning of this video where he was talking about, you know, I give everybody has the right to protest and like, oh, we'll let the white supremacists come out, you know, and do their hate mobs and like, you know, and while in general, yes, everybody is allowed to protest and obviously like people can say vile things or whatever, there is an inevitable consequence to that. Like by allowing these like hate groups to then become this prominent and allow them to exist in polite society the way that they are, especially in this type of circumstance, you're really setting the stage for like these sort of like incendiary events or whatever. And it all depends on the situation and it all depends on the thing. And I'm also not one of these like absolutists either. Like, because I don't believe in like, I believe it's okay to be like for something when it's for a good cause and against something when it's for a bad cause. I believe it's okay to like be for, say, the protesting at the synagogue that was selling illegal land in the West Bank to like Israeli like Nazi settlers who live in Brooklyn or whatever the fuck. Like I think it's okay for people to go out there and protest that and, you know, yell at those people because they're doing evil, right? And then I can also at the same time be like, I don't like when a bunch of evil people come out and shout racist shit at the mayor's office and like, you know, try to, I don't know, start a like lynching group or like a lynching like club or something, you know, like I think that I don't like how in America we always do this, like everything has to be value neutral and we allow, like we say it's okay if you do it one way or like for the like, if we're going to allow it, you know, if we're going to allow people to like protest genocide, then I guess you have to allow people to form a mob that's about to lynch the mayor or whatever, you know, like, so I don't know. I'm a little conflicted on this. I think that, like, I think we, to some extent, need to stamp down, reactionary sentiment in a relatively robust way, and that can sometimes involve using tools of the state, and it can sometimes involve, you know, like re-educating people to like, you know, not be so reactionary and not be so racist all the time. But that's a society that like is so far from where we are in America that it might not even matter to talk about at this point in time, but I don't know. I'm just trying to process my thoughts on this right now because this is a interesting situation.
They're here with us now, and I want to thank them today publicly as I did yesterday privately, and to thank the dozens of other officers who responded without hesitation. That is courage, that is selflessness, and I'm deeply grateful to to both of them and to every member of the NYPD who works every single day to keep New Yorkers safe. As the NYPD continued their investigation yesterday, they found a third suspicious device in a vehicle on East End between 81st and 82nd Street. Out of an abundance of caution, they conducted a number of limited evacuations of nearby buildings before removing the device from the area. Once the device was removed, those evacuated were allowed to return to their homes. I am grateful for their continued work to keep New Yorkers safe. And let me say this plainly. Anyone who comes to New York City to bring violence to our streets will be held accountable in accordance with the law. As this case continues to develop, I will remain in close contact and communication with our police commissioner. I want to say thank you once again to everyone who acted on Saturday to protect their fellow New Yorkers and to uphold the values of this city. Now, I would like to invite Police Commissioner Tisch to say a few words.
So that's what Tisch looks like. A lot of times these people I read about, I don't ever really like see them come out and discuss things. So sometimes I'm just like, I don't know, kind of curious. But oh crap, now I forgot what I was gonna say. This is what happens when I get too invested in my hyperactive brain, just like analyzing everybody's facial features to see if I think to see what I can pick apart from them.
Thank you, Mayor. Good morning, everyone. First, I will tell you that we are not at liberty to discuss many aspects of the ongoing investigation at this time due to the pending prosecution. The suspects here, Amir Balat and Ibrahim.
So you know, if Kash Patel was up there, he would be like, it was a bunch of trans people. They were all trans, all three of them, or all three people or whatever. They were all trans for sure, 100%, no doubt in my mind.
Kayumi are going to be prosecuted in federal court here in Manhattan, and a complaint will set forth criminal charges and the factual allegations supporting those charges. After that complaint is made public, which I expect to occur later today, I will be able to say much more about the investigation and what we have learned in this case. But it is crucial.
Okay, I guess what I was going to say was that we have a media that has facilitated so much anger and so much animosity towards Zohran Mamdani for literally just having like average run-of-the-mill social democratic policies. Like that has set off like a reactionary wave that has like broken people's brains to the point that they're out here like chanting like "Go home Muslim" or whatever to this dude outside his house or whatever. And like you can't always just separate the reaction to like the those two people or whatever who came in and threw some like what they're calling in like IEDs or whatever, right? Like you're going to, when you allow that much hate to fester, like both the media and the civilian populace allows that much hate to fester, like you're going to eventually get a reaction from, like people who don't like that shit. Like it's like, I don't know. Sometimes I feel like we can't even just acknowledge like just the inevitable reality of what reactionaries do. Like as like we have to immediately like condemn it, like, or whatever, like the reaction to the reactionaries, the double reactionaries, I guess. It's just really like frustrating. We can acknowledge like objectively that if you spend billions upon billions of dollars and hundreds of hours of time trying to smear this guy as like the devil incarnate who's going to, start rounding up all of your daughters and forcefully putting them in burqas to go like whenever they go outside or whatever, like that sort of hysteria will breed a level of like animosity towards him that will then inevitably have a counter reaction from other people, and it's just an inevitable consequence. So it's kind of like, I don't know. I get frustrated with this in America. We can't just acknowledge like the objective realities of what happens. Like
that we respect that process and not get ahead of it. That being said, I can confirm this morning that this is being investigated as an act of ISIS-inspired terrorism. I can also provide some additional information building on my remarks.
I'll be curious if that holds up in court, dude. They do that. They try to throw the terrorism charge on everything nowadays, and I feel like it usually gets like tossed out pretty early in the case. I think you need a pretty direct like correlation, but I don't know. We'll see.
From Saturday evening. At that time, we were beginning to conduct preliminary analysis of two devices that were ignited and deployed earlier that day, one in a crosswalk on East End Avenue and East 87th Street, and the other on the west side of East End Avenue between East 86th and East 87th Streets. That testing was performed by the NYPD's bomb squad and FBI special agent bomb technicians in consultation with an FBI chemist.
Man, he is good at just standing still too. Like I feel like he hasn't even blinked. But I think that also Americans be prepared. Like the blowback that we're about to get from Iran is I like to say that, like, you know, we had ISIS before. We're about to see super mega mecha ISIS. Like it's gonna be like Godzilla when like he puts on his metal robotic exoskeleton. Like it's gonna be like we're gonna see some crazy shit in the future.
Preliminary test results determined that these were not hoax devices nor smoke bombs. They were improvised explosive devices that could have caused serious injury or death. Part of our initial investigation was to determine what energetic substance, if any, was used in the two devices. And our analysis showed that one of the devices deployed by the subjects contained the substance triacetone triperoxide, known as TATP. Now, TATP is a dangerous and highly volatile homemade explosive that has been used in IED attacks around the world. Our bomb squad then rendered safe both devices.
Hurt Locker.
And as of now, explosive evidence samples are being sent to an FBI lab for further testing. Our investigation also led our detectives to a vehicle that was tied to the suspects. And yesterday afternoon, patrol officers found that car, a black 2010 Honda with New Jersey plates on East End Avenue between East 81st Street and East 82nd Street using a robot. The NYPD's bomb squad was able to find another possible.
Was it one of those Musk robots, do you think? The whatever the new Tesla robot dudes are? Maybe.
Suspicious device and materials inside the car consistent with the first two explosive devices, and the area was immediately frozen and cleared. A limited evacuation of certain floors and certain nearby buildings was conducted while the officers secured the vehicle and removed this third device, which was transported to Rodman's neck for further testing. This third device.
Did anyone else hear that as Rodman's neck? Like I don't know why, that just made me think of that Saw contraption where they tied it, or that lady had to like conduct surgery, but she had like a necklace of like shotgun shells or something around her neck that would explode if the other person pressed a button. I was like, did they just attach the IED to someone's neck? But obviously, I assume that's a place in New York. I'm not a New York head, so I don't know.
Tested negative for explosive material. Once the scene was secure and deemed safe, residents were allowed to return to their homes. Now, we have been in a heightened state of alert in New York City since the start of hostilities in Iran, and we remain in that posture today. We will continue to deploy additional counterterrorism resources.
They're going to be out there. They're going to be out there for a while in heightened mode. Maybe they're going to have to increase the police budget. Sorry, Zoran. Sorry. No community safety officers or whatever you are going to call them. We got more budget in the police. Maybe that's why they're going to war with Iran. They were like, all the police departments got defunded. They got defunded under Black Lives Matter. And we need to boost the police budgets. And the only way to do that is to inspire terrorist acts across the nation. And so for that reason, we must go to war with Iran. We must.
Throughout New York City, including heavy weapons teams, K-9 units, aviation, and more. The NYPD is vigilant and determined in our unceasing efforts to ensure the safety of this city and the security of its 8.5 million residents. We also cannot lose sight of how serious this situation was. The last time that an IED...
Is that like the New York crest? 1625? Is that like a windmill on it? Oh, uh-oh. I think that's an indigenous person and probably a pilgrim. Okay, not sure if I like that too much. Sorry, New York.
People was deployed.
Unless that's the police. Actually, that's probably more likely the police crest, if I had to guess. NYP crest. The police and army and shit, they love using Native American imagery. No, maybe it is New York. Oh, wait. Maybe I'm trying to see if that looks the same. Maybe that's different. That's definitely different. What's it say on it? Okay, I'm sure nobody cares about my autistic ass need to like hyper analyze every little thing in the background of this video. I'm sorry, I do this so much. I gotta stop.
In 2017, when Akayed Ullah detonated a device strapped to his torso in the pedestrian underpass connecting the Port Authority bus terminal and the Times Square subway station. No one other than the attacker was injured in that incident, and once again, we were fortunate that the devices used this weekend did not cause the kind of harm that they were certainly capable of causing. But luck is never a strategy. Devices like these have the potential to cause devastating harm, which is why the NYPD does thorough counterterrorism investigations and treats every incident of this kind with the highest level of urgency and care. And it is why we remain vigilant. The safety and security of the entire city ultimately rests on the judgment and the courage of the men and women of the NYPD. And on Saturday, we saw that in its truest form. When those devices were ignited in the middle of a crowded protest, officers did not step back, they stepped forward. With me today are two of those officers, Assistant Chief Aaron Edwards and Sergeant Luis Navarro, who ran toward a lit IED without hesitation and without regard for their own safety, acting as police officers do, on instinct and training to protect people they did not know and would likely never meet.
So, in case people are unaware, I'm not a big fan of cops, and so they take every chance they get to do as much propaganda as possible. Anytime a decent incident like this happens, where people actually act bravely and put their lives on the line or whatever, like they milk it. They milk it so fucking hard. They bring them out. They make them heroes. They put them on TV. They put them on children's shows. They're doing everything they possibly can to make these cops, like, I don't know, show the good instances of them. But they, like, I don't know. That's just me. I'm obviously I'm not a huge fan of cops, so. But I can say that, yeah, okay, that's a good thing. They did one good thing. Now, I'm glad you took time out of your day of brutalizing homeless people to go to save our wonderful mayor here. Thank you. But, like, I don't know.
It's like that remind us what policing truly requires, because behind every counterterrorism operation, every bomb squad response, every emergency call that sends officers running towards danger, there are human beings who make the decision to step forward when others are running away.
They just make they make such a big deal about it, dude. Oh my God. Like, if a person goes down and, like, I don't know, welds something on a bridge underwater or something, like a job that is like 1,000 times more dangerous than what these fuckers do, like, they don't get some press conference when they go do that. Like, I'm sorry, like, it's just whatever.
Chief Edwards has been a uniform officer for nearly 23 years. He is, as of December, our newly minted borough chief in Manhattan North. Chief Edwards joined this department after witnessing the heroism of NYPD officers on September 11th. And on Saturday, we saw that same spirit carried forward in the way that he responded. Sergeant Navarro has spent the past 11 years serving the city he grew up between Puerto Rico and New York, eventually settling in Washington Heights and the Bronx, and joined
I don't need to hear these cops like backstory or whatever, so I'm finding another video right now. I guess I can do this on this screen now. Since I paused the video, we'll try and find something good. There's a controversy in the Arnold Classic. I'll have to watch that offline. I'm sure my viewers probably don't care about bodybuilding competitions. Let's see. We can watch this one video. I think my wife told me about it, but we watched a Moist Critical video the other day. We can watch one more, I think. It might be a little too soon to do, kind of back to back, but this one does. Hey, there's some political commentary to be had here. It's called "Where is the Trump Phone?" Right? Like Trump is in the name, okay? Trump is in the name. We are a politics channel. And look right here. Do you see this? Trump, okay? I'm not just doing this because I want to have fun and not cover politics that horrify me anymore. I'm doing this because look right there, it says Trump. It's politics. Okay, let's watch Moist Critical discuss or ask the number one question on everybody's mind. Where is the Trump phone? Let's see.
Communication enthusiasts. Just wanted to do a little check-in here. I know all of us are salivating, waiting on bated breath for our Trump phones to finally ship.
I know I am.
About 2 months ago, on January 12th, I did my first little check-in to see what's going on because the T1 device was supposed to ship in 2025, in the summer of 2025. But when they missed that initial promise,
Guys, I got a question. If that's the T1 and Arnold Schwarzenegger is the T1000, do we think that Arnold Schwarzenegger is just the 1000th generation? Like in the Terminator movies is like just the 1000th generation of the Trump phone? Like, do you think that's what happened? I mean, it has to be, right? It has to be.
Then said, as a result of the government shutdown and stuff, we had to put the kibosh on it for a little while. I had to pump the brakes, so it's coming any day now. Well, any day was not 2026 either, it seems, because January they still had no idea. I was talking to customer support, they had no clue. And I just started thinking, well, it's been 2 months since the last time I called. Might as well get a little status report, see if anything's changed over there. Shocker, nothing's changed, but they're saying any day now. And
any day.
You'll get to hear on the phone call, the representative did kind of
he
give
recorded.
Like a tentative release date idea, kind of like the concept of a release, which
the concept of a plan for the release, just like his healthcare plan. Any day now, everybody, any day. We're gonna get that healthcare plan, and we're gonna get the Trump phone. We're gonna use the Trump phone to set up our new healthcare primary care physician. We're gonna do it all. It's all gonna come together any day now.
Obviously inspires confidence, so mark your calendar for the nebulous idea of any day now for the delivery of the Trump phone, which, by the way, it's not like pre-orders were free or anything to reserve. People forked over 100 clams for a phone that they were told they'd be receiving in the summer of 2025, or even still on their website, the end of 2025. Feel like that might need a little sprucing up because it is not accurate unless they hit it somewhere at the end of 2025 and you gotta find it like the fucking One Piece or something. And again, this was $100 flushed down the shitter here for this. And according to data, like the available numbers, thousands upon thousands of people paid $100 to reserve this device that they were supposed to be having in their hands.
Hey, I can do some math. Thousands of thousands is millions. I'm a smart boy, okay? I got a computer engineering degree, guys. I don't know if you know that. I can do math.
In 2025. And now it's still not, no one's got it. No one's even seen it. I can't.
At this point, this seems so quaint, though, the Trump phone. Like, he's literally getting, like, golden jets from Qatar, like, which are, like, I don't know, at least, like, $20 million or whatever. Like, I don't know. And then his Board of Peace, like, to get in. To get onto the Board of Peace, don't you have to, like, literally just give him $1 billion? Like, isn't that what it is? I can't remember. Let me, entry fee Board of Peace. Let's see. $1 billion contribution. So basically, you have to give Trump $1 billion for just to get on the Board of Peace. And there's like, I don't know, 20 countries or something that signed up. So like this like $1 million scam that he ran on us, it's kind of like a classic at this point. Like it's like a classic Trump scam, like Trump Steaks or Trump University or Trump Vodka or whatever, Trump Water. I can't remember what other scams he ran. But like it's really like just like a classic, right? That like, I don't know. I think that we can appreciate when someone throws in like an oldie for the people who've been around for a while, you know, like throws in a classic just for like the true fans, the true Trump fans who love a good scam. Okay, let's see what else.
Find a single photo or video of the T1 device being tested or utilized or even shown. So there's still nothing tangible at all, and complete radio silence from Trump Mobile on the whereabouts of the phone. Which blows my mind because I don't want to just regurgitate everything from last video, but if you don't recall, the Trump phone, its whole selling point was, this is a fully American-made mobile device that you can pre-order for $100 to reserve it.
Okay. I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think that America can produce a smartphone entirely in America, right? Like, am I crazy? Like, all of those chips and shit, all those wafers or whatever, like, they're coming from China or Taiwan or, like, you know, like, all of the internal components are coming from overseas. Like, maybe they might assemble it here, I guess, but, like, there's no way that Trump has set up some special semiconductor factory or whatever that's building out the production of the fucking Trump T1 phones. Like,
and it would cost hundreds of dollars, not thousands, which, if you know anything about electronics, is actual unicorn shit. This is gobbledygook they were spitting out, because a fully American-made phone would cost thousands of dollars. There is just no way to deliver what they were claiming as an American-made phone. At that price point, it would have been impossible. So,
well, that's true. Even if it was like theoretically possible, they set up their own like phone manufacture. Like they manufactured all the chips, all of the, you know, silicone wafers, all that stuff. They manufactured it here. Like even just the manual labor of assembling it, America, like, is, the wages are way too high compared to, like, you know, China or like other countries that we exploit, you know, under global capitalism to build this stuff for as cheap as possible. So like, yeah, he's right. It would cost like thousands of dollars.
On their website, they changed it from made in the USA to now just being proudly American. You know, for that September 2025 release date on
amazing.
They missed it by a little bit.
A great branding. That's what you gotta do. You should have done that from the start.
And they've missed every other release date that they've tried to fart out. And I think that's probably the last time they updated the site, because that site still has such inaccurate information. It feels like the Trump mobile website gets less up.
I can't remember who said it, but if you ever see a right-wing version of something else, like right-wing coffee, right-wing soda, right-wing water, right-wing wine, what that is just a scam. Like, it's a scam. If there's a product at all, which is like 50-50 at most, that product will be marked up into oblivion. And it's because they know they can get away with it. Because the chuds will spend the money, man. They will spend the money. All the small business tyrants, they are out there. And they are ready to spend money to be able to serve a glass of like Trump wine at their like family gathering just to trigger their, gay daughter or whatever who showed up to try and have like one normal conversation with them. Like they're out there, they're willing to do it. And so I don't know, just always, if you ever see it, it is a scam. Don't buy it.
Updates than the fucking Space Jam GeoCities website. It is crazy because they still have things on there about like how it's coming at the end of the year, 2025, that kind of stuff. But the reason I find it so interesting is because I expected them, and many others speculated, that they would just drop ship some Alibaba trash phone just to hawk something, since people put hundreds of dollars on it and they just like spray paint it gold. But they haven't even done that. They just have delivered nothing and have gone completely catatonic on the whole subject of the T1 device. It is...
Well, it's like bailing on like well, even GoFundMe's you get refunded, right? Generally. Like, I don't know. It's like doing your own, like, I guess it's just a rug pull, right? It's just a rug pull. Like, that's what it is. You get people to invest like in something, and then you just, make like a robber, like with a burlap sack with big dollar signs on it, and you just run away. Like, I guess that's basically more like what it is.
Weird. Like it's not cheap. You put $100 down on the idea of having a phone, maybe at
It'll
some
come
point.
someday.
And they
It'll
don't
come
even
someday.
bother trying to keep you updated on it at all. You have to call and pry some information out of them. Information that may just be completely made up fiddlesticks, by the way. But anyway, let me show you how the check-in went with the actual customer service here to get some answers.
Ooh,
Let's
phone
do
call.
a little check-in on my Trump phone.
I wonder if he did this on
It's
stream.
probably out for delivery. I imagine it's left the warehouse at Temu by now. Let's take a peek.
Thank you for calling Trump Mobile. Due to inclement weather, we are unable to take your call at this time. Normal hours of operation are from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Central Standard Time, Monday through Friday. Thank you. Thank you for calling Trump Mobile.
Inclement weather.
Our offices are...
Hey. Inclement weather can happen. Like, let's see, maybe there's a snowstorm over there. Like, I don't know where this is based. What if they're based in Antarctica? Like, what if the Trump phone, the T1, like, corporate headquarters is based in Antarctica? Like, it could be really cold right now.
Currently closed. Please call back during our normal business.
And I got news, Charlie. It's cold in Antarctica 24/7, okay? So don't try calling back, you bitch.
Trump Mobile, huh? What? I am literally looking at their website right now. Their hours of operation also include Saturday and Sunday, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. CST, which I am firmly in the middle of. And what weather are they talking about? What the fuck?
It's really cold up here. Or it's really cold down here.
HQ right now. Jesus Christ, did Monkey D. Dragon come through with the wind fruit or some shit and just blast them off the face of the planet? What do you mean? It's supposed to... I'm in their business hours. Well,
it's the weather lasers. It's the weather lasers. Our woke queen, Marjorie Taylor Greene, she was right.
Just saute my cheeks, why don't you? Is there anything on the Trump mobile site that's accurate or truthful? Like, holy shit, even their posted business hours aren't accurate. So, I'm going to have to call back on Monday, maybe, and see if they still have a customer service department, or if they just fired everyone.
It's a blizzard. It's always around. The blizzard is always around. Sorry, Charlie. You'll have to call back in a year or so.
On there, I don't know. All right.
I lost it. I lost the Trump impression. Sorry, guys.
1 p.m. I'm going to try calling again and see if I can get a status update on my T1 phone. Let's see. All right. Now the full experience begins. On hold.
Classic.
Thank you for calling Trump
Mobile.
That sounds like a real person. Robert!
Hey, Robert. I was just hoping to check in on the stat.
Okay, I'm sorry, but if you were the person listening, like, who got this call, like, he has the most distinct voice that has ever existed, right? Like, I would be like, wait, are you Moist Critical? Like, what? Oh my God! Like, and then I would have given him the best customer service, so that nobody would ever would ever second guess our big beautiful boy Donald Trump.
Status of my order. I still haven't received the T1 device.
Oh, okay, gotcha. So when did you place the order?
Geez, probably around summer 2025.
Gotcha. Okay. I was just asking because want to make sure we give you the correct information and apologize for the inconvenience for how long you've been waiting. Right now, based on current timelines, we're expecting shipments to begin at the end of this month. Okay. So although timing may change.
Hey, look at that! Look at that! Charlie's getting so pissed off at them. They're gonna be out next month. Like, what? Why is he getting ants in his pants? They're gonna be out next month. Like, chill the fuck out, Charlie.
Certification and testing. We're gonna notify you directly once your device is ready to ship. So it should be literally any day or any week. Okay? And I'm kind of with you at the same point. I actually have one ordered for me and my daughter as well, and I'm just waiting a while myself, and just want to apologize for anything.
Oh yeah, no worries. I mean, I know it's not you over there like stopping it or anything. I was just curious what's going on because it's been a long time.
I know. A lot of things have gotten in the way, and right now, it's currently in its final stages of certification and field testing. Which are necessary steps to ensure product quality, performance, and regulatory compliance prior to shipment.
Okay, he has a sheet of paper, right? Thomas or whatever his name is on the phone, like he has a sheet of paper that he's reading from at this point of excuse number 1. We have, we have a bunch of product certifications that have to be done, excuse number 2, like, and he's just going to go down. I wonder how many excuses they have on whatever sheet of paper he's listening to or he's reading.
Should be any day.
Okay, well that sounds promising. So, like, are people like actively using it for testing, or like, how does that work?
Oh, he's pulling.
That is actually above my pay grade. I'm just here in the call center, so I wouldn't know exactly details like that. I just know that we just have to go by the information that we're given that they're doing.
You know that he was just they outsourced that shit. There's no call center person that they have dedicated to this, like. So maybe he doesn't have. Well, I guess they probably gave him like a list of like excuses or whatever, if I had to guess. But yeah, they just hired some firm to just like read off the answers.
Field testing now. What field testing entails of, my guess is as good as yours. So I'm, unfortunately, I apologize. I wouldn't have.
Okay, yeah, no worries at all. I appreciate you letting me know.
Yeah, for sure. Is there anything else I can help you with?
Nah, that was about it. Thanks so much, brother.
You're welcome. I hope you have a great rest of your day, okay?
You as well, man. Well, that's good news any day now. Which is what the old T1 motto has been for the last, 6 months, unfortunately.
Yeah, they should put that as their slogan. It should be like, T1. Any day now.
Definitely. But apparently it's field testing and certifying now. I think he seemed like a nice guy. I don't know if that's entirely accurate information they're being told over there. I can't find anything online about the certification protocol that's underway with the T1 device or anything like that, nor can I find a single report of anyone who's even seen one. Last time I called 2 months ago, the guy said he's never seen one or held one or knows anyone at all who's laid their eyes upon it, but you gotta trust the process, I guess. I'm sure it's on its way. So he said end of the month, so maybe end of March we finally get to see the old golden T1 device. No, I didn't bother asking the same questions I did last time to the customer service rep about where's it made and stuff like that, because I already know the answer is going to be that they don't know, only that it's proudly American, because they can't make the claim that it's made in the USA anymore.
Proudly
because it's
American.
Not from all available information. I don't even know if it's being made in.
They are so good at loopholes, dude. Like just slightly change it. Just actually, yeah, just change it. Just say everything's proudly American. You know, everything that I have in this room, proudly American.
General, I'm very skeptical that they even are attempting to deliver anything. They're probably just hoping people will forget that they gave them $100. But who am I to bah humbug the old Trump 1 release plan here? It's 4D chess at the end of the day that he's playing right.
It's 999 iterations away from the T1000. That's what I have to say. Okay. I don't know. I think that I'm probably just going to call it today. Like I said last time, I've been doing the viewer counts hidden just because I think it helps me stay on track a little bit if I'm not like looking at it so much. So if there is anybody out there, thank you for watching. Feel free to leave some chats next time. I would love to get some more interactions, have a little bit more, back and forth with people. Let's see. I guess I don't really have anything else to say except, stay strong out there. It's rough right now. Yeah. Have a good evening.